Hello everyone, my name is Piper Lenné. I am the owner of Party Dogs. We opened in 2021, which is 4 years ago. I started the business when I was 19 years old. I have close to, I think, 10 to 13 staff across, mostly from the daycare, and then I have a few staff with some other businesses I do, primarily online stuff. I have recently very much fallen in love again with the daycare stuff. I got out of it for some other businesses. Anyways, I will get to my point. If you are running paid ads and your business is over a year old, that is a mistake. And I'm gonna show you and read some analytics of stuff that I have exactly done for me that has made me a lot of money, and I have a very successful doggy daycare, and I encourage you to look into it, read about us. I will send you all the proof I can when it comes to analytics stuff and everything like that. But I'm gonna start now. Paid ads. So about 2 months ago, by the way, it is May, beginning of May right now, 2025. Beginning of May 2025. About 2 months ago, I ran a paid ad. I had and this is another thing. You cannot, well, I shouldn't say cannot. It is very, very hard to calculate exact advertisement spend. Like, you cannot it's very hard. So you have to basically estimate based off of analytics from whatever services you're providing an advertisement for. And then you actually have to track the retention rate that you have for that service. So basically what a client will spend lifetime or over a year, basically how you want to calculate your ROAS, which is your return on ad spend. Paid ads, anyways. Recently, probably close to 2 months ago, I had a ad spend. This is my strength, the online stuff. I'm not saying I'm good at this stuff. I know I'm young. I am probably not respected much in the dog world because of that. I don't have any training. I'm not a dog trainer, anything like that, whatever. Anyways, this is what I'm good at. I spent $200 on an ad. Basically, you could say as an experiment, but also for this exact stuff that I'm doing so I can use this. I had a return on ad spend, so what that $200 got me back of about, and I estimate, 1 to 80. So for every dollar I spent, I am going to get $80 back over time. I mean, obviously, I've much paid that off. That was 2 months ago. I'm estimating from that $200 spent, I will make $16,000 over the course of 1 year from that $200 that I spent. That was my most recent. My best paid ad I ran about probably 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, or probably 3 years ago. I spent $4,000 on this. Well, it was actually like $39.50. I had and this one I can calculate a lot better because it was so long ago, a ROAS of $1 to $150. I spent $4,000. So, and remember, I can't be 100% exactly, but this is pretty much very close. That means at $4,000, I got $600,000 back on it. I can even send my financials for the business. This is how serious I am about this kind of stuff. And now this is where it gets crazy. This stuff, the paid ads, are not the way to go in the dog world. And I'm going to explain why. Paid ads do not fix and improve your business. Here's the thing. That paid ad I ran for $4,000. If my business was better and I had a higher retention rate and clients like me more, maybe had a proper pricing strategy, like I can go into other things, that $4,000, that $100 to $150 for the $600,000 would be higher if I had a better business and I fixed my business. That is why I say about the 1 year thing. Like, if you have a business and you've been over for 1 year in the dog industry, especially a daycare, do not spend money on paid ads, like, and especially Google ads. Like, I'm talking about Instagram and Facebook. All this stuff is Instagram and Facebook. Like, but anyways, when it comes to this kind of stuff and exactly how you should spend your money and what I'm doing and what I've been doing for about a month and a half, probably close to 2 months now, I do organic stuff. I do not pay for ads anymore. I have again, like this stuff is somewhat estimated, and I believe it is higher than this, about 1 to 70. So yeah, it's the worst of the three, but I will tell you why this is so much better than it sounds. So I'm currently, well, honestly, no, like I'm spending more than this. What I'm doing for myself would cost what I would be offering $1,000 a month. So I'm still doing the $1,000 a month service for myself, but it cost me more than that because of the amount of time that I put into it. But again, like the goal for that is not that I'm doing this is for other places, and that might be confusing, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so yeah, I get it estimating $1 to $70 or $1, $70 on ad spend. I've been spending, or like what the cost would be, about $1,000 a month. The reason I say that is because I pay for some videography stuff, like like upgrading our cameras, doing some stuff in our facility, things like that. Basically, that whatever. I won't go into that. But again, like the benefit from this $1 to $70 return, that's just on the front end side. So that would just be what I spent and then what I get back. Now, the benefit of this and why this is the best, and I will never, ever, ever, ever run ads again unless I do it purely as an experiment, or maybe for like something very specific and specialized. The reason that I do this is because the stuff I am doing, I have video makers, editors. I have the staff take videos of the dogs, do this kind of some fun stuff. Basically, then we take those stuff, give it to the editors, the raw content. The editors edit it. We put together templates and kind of ideas for what to, I guess, how we want the stuff to look. Again, like nothing crazy. Like you can just check out the stuff that we do. So what is so good about this? Our current clients that already spend money with us love it. And like in my calculation, I am now estimating that for myself personally, I have a retention rate, which again, like this is stuff that I guess some of the dogs are like, I don't know if I can say the service we use, but anyways, you can probably just look at us on our website. The dog booking softwares or dog tracking softwares are not, I guess, really like focused on this kind of stuff, which regardless, like it doesn't really matter. So tracking this kind of stuff is tricky. I've done my best. Doesn't matter. I'm asking them. I have an 85% retention rate. Basically, I take what the average. So then I take that 85% retention rate. I then basically take that off the number of new dogs you have, assessments over like a certain time, and then for this calculation, I would use the 1 month where like I spend $1,000. Like obviously, it's different for me. Anyways, I take that retention rate, I take my new dogs, I take how much I'm spending, I calculate it. So on average, in the dog industry, for daycare, this is only specifically for daycare. I can use other things for this. Like this is going to work for boarding, grooming, dog walking, house sitting, like whatever. But primarily me for daycare, I'm using this as an example. $2,144 is how much our average client, well, I'll go into this. How much the average client will spend on daycare over the course of the year. It works out to about one time per week. Obviously, this number goes up if you offer other services like boarding, whatever, add-ons, grooming, training, stuff like that, whatever. So $2,144 I'm going to use. So then I take the number of assessments I have over that given month. I'm using 40, which I had. You can go and look at our socials. I had higher. We introduced the dogs on there. And then I basically now I have my retention rate. So 85% now, because this is off of my service, and I can go deeper into how this works. So then I take my retention rate. Then basically I work that into the 2144, the 40 assessments, and then I can come up with my return on ad spend. So like that's how I got to the 1 to 70 again, which like I believe it's going to be higher than that, but I like to keep things conservative. So that's the 1 to 70, and then bang, my retention goes up. That's how I got to the 85%. So, and remember, like the 85% I use in this new calculation for the new stuff that I am doing. But that retention right now skyrockets for all of my other clients that now this service is or not service. This, what we're doing is new to them. So my retention rate will skyrocket there. And I'm being very conservative. Anyways, regardless, this has increased our tips, everything. Anyways, like that is basically kind of sums it up. But if your business in the industry like daycare, boarding, grooming, training, dog walking, stuff like that, has been open for over a year, and you're still having to run paid ads, you have an issue. Like that, this is why local businesses close down. And like, that's not me saying it. Like, you can just do the research online. This stuff is why. Again, like my stuff is optimized because of how I guess put together our businesses, like from a, I guess you could say, retention side. Like, we do have a pretty strong business, so this stuff is going to be optimized for us. It's going to be a little bit different for people for services. Like if you only do dog walking, if you only do grooming, like because customers spend less money with you over the course of lifetime, or like you can use a year to, like I much prefer to use a year, like 1 year to calculate stuff like this. But anyways, like to get to finish up now on what I'm saying, over a year old, and like especially for high recurring businesses, which is pretty much the majority of the dog industry, and you're running paid ads, like you have an issue. And I want to put this in perspective because this is something that really woke me up. Think about this. You, wherever your business is, basically you're only going to serve, like, of course you can have people come from out of city, like depending on some of your services, but like you're only going to serve people within a certain range kilometer wise, depending on, I mean, you can adjust that kilometer wise for what you think based off of access and stuff like that. But realistically, like it's going to maybe be 5 kilometers, maybe 7 kilometers of a range around where like your place is, where you're going to have high recurring model. Like people already know about your business. Like that is the reality, is that your business is already known in the area. Like if you've been open for a year and you've been doing some paid ads, like even if you haven't done a ton and you only do a little bit, like people know about your business. Like they just do. And paid ads in the long term do not work, because especially for local, I'm not saying paid ads don't work, but for local long-term business, like for long-term, paid ads will destroy, like they won't destroy your business, but if you're relying on paid ads, you are destroying your business. Because it's like, if everyone knows about you and they've heard something, they have, maybe people haven't been satisfied, like, which is the lower like that's the lower retention rate, but that's also going to affect new people coming to your business. Like negative word of mouth is the biggest killer of local businesses. And that's not like me coming up with that stuff. That is facts. Like, improve your business, take your ad budget and fix your business. And I mean, the primary way to do that will also help you grow your business is by making videos of what you're doing. Like, show people how good your service is, like, and don't have to tell people. Like, paid ads are the definition of telling people about you. Like, stop, like, and obviously that's not working. If you've been over a year old and you're still having to run paid ads, just fix your business. And the best way to do that I have found from someone who, I guess you could say, isn't in the operational side, isn't in the customer service side 7 days a week, I'm not answering the phone, is show people, entertain people how your brand, I guess, like show them your brand, show them how awesome it is, show them your service, and get outreach from that. Like, it's the best of both worlds. Maybe not short term like that, but over the long term, this is what works. And again, if you're a pet photographer or you make memorial pieces, this isn't for you, because like that client base, I don't know, like we had some portraits done of our dogs. I'm not going to go back to them. Like I don't have like, it's going to be so long before like that. So, but if you're recurring, like daycare, boarding, dog walking, grooming, like grooming is like on the far spectrum of this. Like it's not the best one for it compared to daycare and boarding, but it's still in there. Like you have high recurring models and you're running paid ads and your business isn't as good as it could be. Like, this is why these places go out of business. Like and it's easy. Like this isn't hard stuff. And like then too, like the 1 to 8, like these results that I've had with paid, I see other facilities doing some of this stuff and they're running the worst advertisements, and they'll run a poor advertisement, which again, like it's going to be dependent too on the brand. Like I'm going to be biased too, because like I'm going to be attracting a certain type of clientele, but regardless, like I can still see and see what works. And like, so you run a poor ad, you're going to get a poor result. You have a poor landing page or a poor call to action or no CTA, like a no call to action. And then you'll have, the poor landing page. So that might be your website or your bookings thing that's not even properly set up or has issues. And then this is where it gets even crazier. They come into your business and it's shit. And guess what? And then you lose them. And then now that money that you have now spent on that advertisement, like it just destroys it. And now you paid to have an unpleasant person who's now unhappy with your business, or maybe not even unhappy, because I'm not going to say your business is that bad or businesses are that bad, but maybe they're not as pleased as they could be. So imagine now they come to your business, they see a video online of their dog, whatever, fun, like you're showing them, you're not telling them with paid. And I'm not saying you can't use paid to show, but primarily that's what paid is used for, because you like having it doesn't matter, whatever. I'm not going to go into that kind of stuff because this is already too long. So now you have paid. So in this case, you paid for an ad, got a client, made them not satisfied. And I'm not saying that's going to be a majority case, but I'm going to imagine from what I see from most other places, I'm going to estimate 30 to 40% retention. So 50 to 60% of those new clients. And again, like, how many places are looking into this and estimating this and actually fixing their businesses? I've talked to so many places and they're not doing this. Like, whatever. So now look at this case. They see they're not told. They see something organic, or like there's some other stuff like I can go into, whatever. Let's say, so they see. You show them whatever this. It's not like a paid ad, whatever. You're not telling them. You're not giving them a hard CTA. And then they come to your business. And they like your business because from what they've seen, now you're going to reiterate to them right here on the stuff that brought them in. And now you're going to do it again. And then 85%, like that, this is what I'm honest, like I'm being conservative. I am being conservative. But yeah, I mean, it just is, I don't know. It's just whatever. But yeah, that's me, Piper Lunny, dog daycare. Yeah, I have my weaknesses, certainly when it comes to some things like staff and operational wise, of some management and some HR thing. But mark my words, the dog industry, I will predict, will be an online space of entertainment in years. Like this, it's just things are adapting so fast. Like it's insane. I'm learning something new every day, and I see some of the competitors and competition spending so much money on advertisement and doing these things, and I don't know. It's just, I mean, like my business, we do this, like it's public. Like this isn't like I'm hiding this stuff. And yeah, it's like you just look at us. Go and look at my business. I'm on the website, but that's it. Like whatever. Goodbye.